Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, pleased to be joined by Dane Baruzzini, the head hockey coach at Novi. How's it going?
It's going well. Thanks for having me, Casey.
So just kind of talk about this job and coming in here and doing all this stuff, and what has it been like just to get with the team set the last few weeks, and game one starts tomorrow. Just talk about the excitement heading into tomorrow's game.
Yeah, so I guess we'll talk about the job. I mean, I was really excited when I got approached by our athletic director, Don about the opportunity. It's been a dream of mine to coach high school hockey. I spent years coaching at Lawrence Tech University and their ACHA D1 and D3 teams. Got a strong background in youth at Little Caesars and CompuWare and Victory Honda. But high school is always where I wanted to be. I love the age group. I love the atmosphere. I'm a Livonia Stevenson high school hockey product. So I love it. I mean, it's my favorite hockey. So, as I've been looking, certain things I wanted a strong school with a hockey track record. Novi finished their 25th year last year. They've had a lot of success. They've won a state title, in the last 10 years. And they're a hockey school. So I have that opportunity with a group that I'm somewhat familiar with. I had Coach Gabe Armstrong, who's one of our senior captains in the past. I have Coach Jackson Kinter, who's one of our senior leaders, a 4-year player here at Novi in the past. Trevor Reed, who's our junior captain, coached his brother in the past. So there's some familiarity as well. So coming in as a first-year head coach, there are some players that I have already known. There's some other great players, Luke Londo, Jack Beardsley, both of our goalies, Andre Murray and Henry Letman, that I've been able to watch over the years. So to come into a place where there's 15 returning players, 13 skaters, and 2 goalies, primarily juniors and seniors, is a nice opportunity. But also, I got really lucky. The coaching staff that I wanted to be there and bring with me was all available. So it was just really the right timing, which allowed us to lay the foundation in our summer, in our fall, kind of leading us to, the eve of our season opener. As we prepare for that first game, we've had a successful summer, we've had a successful fall. We had a really nice showing last week against Milford, against a well-coached team. Coach Jim does a nice job over there. But we were able to really get off on the right foot, start off with a 6-1, exhibition victory, and then get ready, for a really tough and gritty team in the Livonia Red Stallions, where, you're combining, Coach Jason Reynolds and Coach Jim Neve's teams, and those two guys always compete. So it's gonna be a great test out the door for us.
Yeah, for sure. I know you kind of talked about some of the guys, but on the team, but just go through the lineup and just mention some of the guys to watch for the team.
Yeah, there's just so many for us. We got really lucky there. Our leadership group. We got Jackson Kinter, who's been a 4-year guy. Put up over 30 points last year as a junior. He's a huge one for us. He's going to play over 80 games of varsity by the time the season's over. Gabe Armstrong had 19 goals for us last year at Novi. 3rd-year guy. He's one of our alternate captains. Trevor Reed, who put up 16 goals as a sophomore last year. He was our captain. You got Luke Londo, who's a 3-year, junior defenseman. To have a guy who played freshman and played big minutes, and then was the number 1 defenseman last year as a sophomore, and stepping up there. Another one of our captains, Jack Beardsley, same thing. He was one of our, defensive stalwarts last year. Now he's, one of our top 2 guys again. But then I also look at it. We're a team that's focused on compete, grit, and respect. We got guys like Braylon Juzak, Micah Schmolitz, Colin Tunney, Hudson Zhao, and the offensive front who just do that. They're just dedicated to blocking shots, forechecking hard, playing the right way, which then helps our defense. We got a good group. We got 2 strong senior goalies in Henry Letman and Andre Murray. So we're one of those groups that's kind of led from the back end out. We're going to be strong in our defensive zone and win those battles, and then progress through the zone to take a zone by zone approach. It's going to be just a wave of approach, not 1 or 2 guys leading the ship this year, which will be huge for us.
Yeah. Okay. So, coming into, this is, your first kind of, obviously, all these kids, but, and obviously you've known the high school scene for a long time, but of course, how good this league is too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And, that's what made me want to be here. For me, I wanted to be McKellier. Again, at the time it was the Western Lakes. I was a Stevenson product. I've grown up in this conference, and it's us in the MIHL. It's the best hockey. There's no easy games. I mean, I look at our slate. We're starting the season. We got the Red Stallions tomorrow, and then immediately we got to get ready for Howell, and those are two tough back-to-back games. Before, the night before Thanksgiving, we play our rival, that team we share a rink with, Northville. It's back-to-back-to-back. There's no easy nights, which is why for us, it's doing the little things right. But most importantly, it's everything we do. It's doing the best of our competition. That's just been a staple of who we are going into this season. Also, as a first-year coach, not trying to do too much. I mean, I've got guys who've been here 2-3 years, and not trying to do everything, not put too many systems in place, but make it about, how we prepare, how we battle, how we compete, and then adding in those layers in the right time is really probably the hardest thing as a first-year coach. But with this group we have, I mean, even our 6 new players, I mean, they are all embracing that so well, and it's just coming together really quick.
Yeah. Okay. So, you mentioned we got the Stallions, of course, it's the combined Churchill and Franklin team. And then, of course, going into with Howell, what's that going to be like, going from 2 games to kick off the week. And then, of course, the next week, and obviously we'll get to that later with just these 2 games this week.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, for us, it's being where your feet are, so being focused on that. So right now our goal is making today our best day. Today's practice, that last practice, before we play the Red Stallions, to be the best we've been as a team. Then it's, being ready on Thursday night. It's our home opener, it's our season opener. Our student section of the Cat Pack's going to be there. There's a lot there. Just being in that moment, not getting ready for Friday, not getting ready for Saturday. And, that's also a tricky balance because you go from a really well-coached team, by Coach Reynolds and Coach Neves and Coach Vento over there at, the Red Stallions, to knowing that, Coach Johnson and that Howell team, how many players they return, that strength they have, knowing you only have a day to prove for them. But, for us right now, we're going to be the best we can today. We're going to really focus on Livonia and that Red Stallions team, which is going to be tough. And then on Friday, kind of shift our priorities. And there are going to be 2 totally different teams. I know when we play Coach Rocky's team, they're going to be a hard-nosed North and South team, senior-led and driven, with a really strong goaltender and strong defensive structure. And so adjusting from how we're going to attack the Red Stallions to Howell in one day, that's going to be a trick in itself. And that's kind of, as a coach, something I'm excited about to see how those boys kind of adapt to that. Because right now, the only thing is it's Livonia Red Stallions. They're on the clock. That's what we care about. And then tomorrow, now we quickly shift in 24 hours, get them ready for a Howell team that also happens to be our alumni night. So we're bringing in all of our alumni. We have about 30 alumni playing in the game, a whole bunch of alumni in the stands. So it's kind of back-to-back big, home events for us. But staying in the moment, being prepared, it's going to be a fun balance. And I'm interested to see how we come out of the weekend.
All right, Dane, thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, Casey, look forward to it. Have a great day.